What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a video for you guys. I'm going to be painting some magazines. I wanted to start something new. Fortunately, I've already painted a few things that I wanted to record and I just never got to recording it. So I'm going to do magazines because I have yet to paint these yet for the gun that it's going to match. So pretty much today all you're going to need is magazine that you're going to spray paint. What's nice about these Gen 3 AR-15 mags is that they come with the covers. So they're dirt, dust, water prevent. So I don't have to worry about spray painting and getting the bullets all dirty. It's covered up and sealed really well. Then you'll need gloves if you want gloves. You don't need gloves. I use gloves only because I had to hold down certain designs on the gun and then someone else would spray paint and then my hands would get covered in the color. So I put gloves on so that doesn't happen. Obviously your paint of choice, I use this camouflage Rust-Oleum. I like it a lot. Works really well. This one comes, I don't know the exact color of this one. All I know is this is what I use for the primary base of my gun. And then here's another one, another Krylon. Here's another camouflage Krylon. This one works. This is a nice color too. This is a really cool color. I like this one a lot. This one is olive. It's called olive, or that's the color. This one is army green. So I got those two. Semi-gloss hunter green. To finish it off, I took any type of netting, which is kind of cool. So you can take a net, a mesh net, anything with like a little, like a netting type look, and then I went over it, and I used my black spray paint, put this right over the top, like so, and then all you do is spray paint it, and then you get this cool, this like weave design in the magazine, which I think is super cool in the overall gun. It's on my gun too. I'll show you guys that in a second. So let's hop into it. All right, guys. So the first thing you're gonna do, cover up your surface that you're gonna be spraying on. I got my cardboard here. What I've gone ahead and done already is I've pre-cut these designs that I want to use for the magazine. Some of them are a little bigger because I was going to use them for something else. So I've pre-cut designs, and these are what I'm going to use to put on here. So pretty much first what I'm going to do is what I did with my gun. So I'm actually going to preserve the undercolor on this. And so how you do that is you put your design of what you want on the magazine. So AKA like this, make sure you got your tape too. So you take your design, you put it on here. Say I want to do like this one here. So, and then I'm going to spray paint over it. So pretty much what that does is it covers up and it preserves the undercolor of this pattern. And then all you do is you spray paint the entire magazine over it. And then once you remove this, the original color is still going to be stuck underneath it, which I think is pretty cool. And it blends well with my gun too. I'll show you that in a little bit. I'll show you the end product. So let's go ahead and do some taping here. Alright, so here's what it looks like. I'm only going to do 2 of these patterns just because the other ones, I can't really tape this one. It's super unique and it's zigzaggy and my tape's too big, so I'm not going to use this one. Obviously I can't use these ones because these are massive. These are meant for something, they are meant for my actual gun. Never used them, so I'm not going to use those big ones. Obviously this one's a little too big. So this is what I'm going to go with, just these 2, simply just taped on there. So now we're going to start spray painting it. So take your primary, this is going to be my main one. Give it a little bit of a shake. Let's move all the things we don't need out of the way here. I like them on this side a little better. I think it's easier for you guys to see as well. Don't need the tape, don't need this magazine. Alright, so all we do, take your pick, your main color that you want it to match with. Alright. And all you do is just make sure it's a nice and easy coat. Make sure you layer it on there thick enough so that way it doesn't bleed through or gets all the way on there. Like I said, I'm not worried about the mag cover because it's pretty much sealed tight. Obviously, it's not going to let a lot of spray paint in, and if it does, it's going to be just barely any, so I'm not too worried about it. So now there, boom, look at that, all done. You got one side down, so I'm pretty much gonna let that sit for about, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes. Once it's somewhat close, like obviously it's super wet right now, so you don't wanna flip it over. But when it's semi, like if I can just barely touch it, I don't get much paint on me, I'm gonna flip it over and go. Because I'm not the one to be so patient and let it all dry. This is something that like, it's not gonna last forever, you know what I mean? It's spray paint, it's on metal, you're shooting your guns outside. It's gonna wear off. There's gonna be wear and tear, and that's what I like. I like that weathered type look. So the more it actually comes off when I touch it and get it all, when I'm using it and stuff, the better it looks, honestly. I don't like that nice and clean cut, nice smooth paint, because it just looks fake. When it's all weathered in and kind of like wearing off a little bit, it looks really, really good. All right, so now that side's dry, we're gonna do this side now. Just nice and easy, right over the top. Boom, just like that, we're done. So now pretty much the key to that, now that we're done with that, we're gonna take our secondary, which is gonna be this cool green. I like it a lot, almost out, so I gotta get more. I like this one a lot. And what I think I'm gonna do, instead of doing another design, I'm gonna leave obviously this design here on it. I'm gonna do kind of some stripes going sideways. I think that always looks cool. I mean, I could use a design, but I don't think I will. I mean, I could use, maybe I could tape that on, but anyways, I'm just gonna do some tiger stripes. And then I'm obviously gonna come back over with that black matting, which looks really, really cool at the end. I'll show you guys once it's done. And actually, while we're at it, I'm gonna do this magazine too, except I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. I'm gonna do this one all green. No camouflage design, I'm gonna do some stripes. And maybe after I'll throw on some design or something, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna set this one off to the side, let that dry for a second, plop this one back in the middle, and we will go to work on it. Oh, that's not the right color. We want this color. Put this off to the side a little more. Here we go. And just like that, magazines are really easy, guys. This is something you guys can easily do at home. Don't have to stress about it a lot. The paint's gonna come off, like I said. I mean, you're never gonna have your natural black magazine ever again, but you can get it pretty darn close to all black. You'll have some light spots from the paint really settling into the magazine. Other than that, I mean, you can pretty much get it all the way back to black if you want, with a lot of work and scrubbing and stuff. It's just spray paint, it comes off super easily. My mags are actually already being worn out from only, I don't know, probably 10 times using it at the range. Just from constantly grabbing it, loading it, shooting it, and then pulling back out, you know, just grabbing it all the time, it was wearing it off. So, you know, it didn't really worry me too much. So I don't really care about the magazines as much, because like I said, I like that weathered look. So if something scratches or comes off on the cardboard, it looks even better. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on this side. Super easy. I'm gonna grab my last magazine that I have right here. Plop this one off, let that dry for a second or so. Put this one on. Do another tiger striped one here. Like I said, I don't really care too much. We're getting down to the heart of it, guys. I'm gonna go through pretty much everything that you would need to, when you Google up how to spray paint a gun or a magazine. Pretty much, literally, I'm going through it all. Not a lot of cuts in the video. We're gonna just kind of fly through it. Like I said, don't really care about if it comes off too much, because obviously it will in the end. So, do this. Trying to get it nice and on there. Can't see that bottom coat. Yeah, that looks good to me. Okay, so now all 3 magazines are painted and ready to go. We're gonna go back to the first one with that design on it. We're gonna plop that right back in the middle. I'm gonna take the secondary color, I'm gonna do some stripes to kind of see what this color looks like here. In about 3, 2, and 1. Kind of that darker green. Kind of looks really cool, honestly. Something like that. Yeah. Nothing too fancy. We'll flip it over here, and obviously we're gonna have to do the stripes the exact same way so it kind of lines up. Kind of like that. That looks kind of cool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I think that's probably about all I'm gonna do, honestly. Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll let that settle for a second. Let that dry off. Take our second one that we did, okay? Do the same thing. I think I might do, I'm gonna do some dots on this one, I think. Just kind of like that. You know, it doesn't really work that well. It's still pretty, the paint's still kind of wet. Do a line down the middle. Yeah, that paint, you can obviously see it's still kind of wet, so it's not grabbing as well as I was hoping, so I might have to let that dry just a little bit longer. So give that a second here to dry. You want to avoid holding the paint on there too long, because as you can see, I did that, and obviously the paint's not dry, so it didn't catch as well, but it's kind of starting to almost look too defined. That one's a little better because it's kind of like a spray out. But this is too much paint in one spot. I don't really care though, because like I said, it's gonna get worn off. It's not gonna look like that very much longer. So we're gonna let that dry for a second. And then we're gonna hop back into probably trying to fix this up a little bit. Like I said, I don't really care though, because like I said, it doesn't bother me. So put one glove on. So we're gonna go back to the sand magazine. It's colder out here, so it's not drying as fast. But we're gonna go kind of give it some lines like that. And then I'm gonna kind of like smear it a little bit. I think that always kind of, and also you can do is you spray paint your finger, kind of get it wet, kind of push those lines on there. I'm gonna flip this over. It's really good. It's really on how you really want to do it. You can obviously see right here it wasn't dry enough. The bottom's kind of wearing off from having it on the cardboard. I don't really care. Like I said, guys, it's just a magazine. Who cares? It's gonna come off. You guys can redo it if you want, however many times. But kind of get some, maybe like 3-ish lines on there. Let that one go out. Now we're gonna go back to the main one, the final one, back to the original. So now what we're gonna do with my favorite thing to do is the tiger stripe, well, the snake skin. What do you like to call it? So take your mesh, whatever you want. Pretty much all you do is you just literally lay it right across, kind of like so. Make sure you don't get those strings in there, because you're gonna get those. You just put it right across, right on top. Just like this. And if you can get it as flat as possible, so that way the mesh goes on there correctly and clean. We're gonna flip it over actually, because it's a little bit easier. Okay. Now you take your black. This is the fun part. You're gonna get some cool snakeskin design on here. I got the Krylon Fusion flat black. So make sure all your paints, forgot to mention this, make sure they're either flat, like the flat or the matte. You can get each can between $4 to $7. Super, super simple. I like to go the way of the thing. So instead of going like this, I'm gonna go with the skin. So kind of like that. Just get it on there nice and easy, and then watch the magic. I'll pull it like this so you guys can see it. Boom. So it might be a little thick for me, but there's your like your snake skin type look. Obviously you're gonna have to do it to the other side. I don't care for that coming off. Just trying to get this done. Flip this over. Same thing again. This time I'm gonna go a little lighter. I think that was a little too much black. So we're gonna go just like that. And there, that's a little better. Obviously the paint's still not completely dry, so it's not gonna look as clean and on there. This looks almost pretty much black, which I don't really care. We're gonna do this one now. We will do the same thing. Lay it over. And do some black snakeskin. Kind of like that. Nice and easy. Flip it over. Throw it on. Boom, boom, boom. Bang. Do that one a little lighter. Looks good. And last mag. Throw this over. And boom. Don't want too much. There's a snakeskin. Weird wacky design. Boom. Just like that. Super simple, super easy to do. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the end result, the magazine, and then what it looks like with my gun. So, all right guys, here we go. So here's the end result. So here is my gun. Okay, so this is the color I did that kind of matches it. You can see actually it's starting to kind of wear off a little bit. So the one thing I did, go over it kind of step by step. So this green here is actually the undercolor of what this gun used to be. Just like I did with that magazine. Covered it up with the design, spray painted over it, left it on until I was completely done. Like I said, I left that design on there still, and it should show up eventually when I take it off. So that's my design for one. That's the other undercolor, so what it used to be. So obviously that green, green here, green here, green here, little bit up here. Let me go flip around. Here is the other side. Pretty much kind of same design. Pretty cool. I like it a lot. So now if we take a nice and wet magazine here, we'll do this one. It might be too wet. Whoa. Kind of gonna hold it in there just because it's still a little wet. But here's what the gun looks like now with the magazine and everything in it. I don't want it all the way in there, but I'm just gonna hold it up. So this is what it looks like. Just like this. I got snakeskin on my gun too, if you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. Get that out. Wet. Here you go. So this is it. I like it. Like I said, it used to be green. I didn't show that beforehand though. But we'll be doing more gun reviews too for you guys. I'm gonna do some. I have a lot of guns that I can review for you guys and put on the channel. So expect some coming here soon. Don't know when, but stick around, like the video if you did like this. Super easy spray painting. Super easy. Guns are a little bit trickier because you got to make sure you cover everything up. Obviously, I took all my optics off. Well, just the two that I didn't want painted. I don't want these painted because they're kind of nice, especially the Romeo 5 red dot that I have. I don't want that painted. Oop, covers off. So I took that off and I took my magnifier off. Other than that, pretty much left everything the same. Left it on, got it painted over, so it all kind of blends together. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video. I'm doing gun reviews, paint reviews, painting, and I'll see you guys in the next one.